यशोदानन्दना व्रज जनरञ्जना यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जनावल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जनावल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदा यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपीजना वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जना यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जना यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना तीरावनचारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे हरे Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan Radhe. Jaya Jagannatha, Jagannatha, Baladeva Jaya Subhadra. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 प्रभुपाद। एवं विष्णुपाद परमं सपरिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमती श्री भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिला प्रभुपाद की जय। एवं विष्णुपाद परमं सपरिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमद् भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य लक्ष्मणदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन धाम की जय। रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की जय। मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की जय। पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। गंगा में की यमुना में की जय। भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। युग धर्म हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। मोस्ट मर्सीफुल और श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन की जय। श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा में की जय। श्री श्री गौ निताय की जय। निताय गौर प्रेम नंदे। All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठुकी। Today we are discussing Srimad Bhagavatam, 4th canto, chapter 23, the entitled Maharaj Prathu going back home, text number 12. Chinnanya dhirat abhigatatma gatir nirihas Chinnanya dhirat gatatma gatir nirihas तत्तत्यजे छिनधिदं वयुनेन येन तत्तत्यजे छिनधिदं वयुनेन येन तावन्न योगगतिभिर्यतिरप्रमत्तो तावन्न योगगतिभिर्यति अप्रमत्तो यावद्गदाग्रजकथा सुरतिं न कुर्यात् यावद्गदाग्रजकथा सुरतिं न कुर्यात् छिन्नान्यधीरधिगतात्मगतिर्निरीह तत्तत्यजे छिनदिदं वयुनेन येन तावन्न योगगतिभिर्यति अप्रमत्तो यावद्गदाग्रजकथा सुरतिं न कुर्यात्। श्री श्री गौरनिताय की जय। श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन की जय। श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा में की जय। छिन्नान्यधीरधिगतात्मगतिर्निरीह तत्तत्यजे छिनदिदं वयुनेन येन तावन्नयोग गतिभिर्यति अप्रमत्तो यावत् गदाग्रजकथा सुरतिं न कुर्यात्। छिन्नान्यधीरविगतात्मगतिर्निरीह तत्तत्यजे छिनदिदं वयुनेन येन तावन्न योगगतिभिर्यति न प्रमत्तो यावत् गदाग्रजकथा सुरतिं न कुर्यात्। छिन्नान्यधीरविगतात्मगतिर्निरीह तत्तत्यजे छिनदिदं वयुनेन येन तावन्न योगगतिभिर्यति अप्रमत्तो यावन् गदाग्रजकथा सुरतिं न कुर्यात्। छिन्नान्यधीरविगतात्मगतिर्निरीह तत्तत्यजे छिनदिदं वयुनेन येन तावन्न योगगतिभिरपि अप्रमत्तो यावत् गदाग्रजकथा सुरतिं न कुर्यात्। Word to word meaning: Chinna, being separated, Anyadhi, all other concepts of life, Adigata, being firmly convinced, Atmagati, the ultimate goal of spiritual life, Niriyaha, desireless, Tat, that, Tatyaje, gave up, Achinat, he had cut, Idam, this, Vayunena, with the knowledge, Ena, by which, Tavat, so long, Na, never, Yoga Gati Bhi, the practice of the mystic yoga system, Yathi, the practicer, Apramatta, without any illusion, Yavat, so long, Dadagraja of Krishna, Katasu, words, Ratim, attraction, Na, never, Kuryat, do it. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation: when he became completely free from the conception of the bodily life, Maharaj Prithu realized Lord Krishna sitting in everyone's heart as the Paramatma. Being thus able to get all the instructions from him, he gave up all other practices of yoga and jnana. He was not even interested in the perfection of the yoga and jnana systems, for they thoroughly realized that devotional service to Krishna is the ultimate goal of life, and that unless the yogis and jnanis become attracted to Krishna Katha, narrations about Krishna, their illusions concerning existence can never be dispelled. Please repeat after me. When he become completely free from the conception of bodily life, Maharaj Prithu realized Lord Krishna sitting in everyone's heart as the Paramatma. Being thus able to get all instructions from him, he gave up all other practices of yoga and jnana. He was not even interested in the perfection of yoga and jnana systems, for they thoroughly realized that devotion service to Krishna is the ultimate goal of life, and that unless the yoga and jnana become attracted to Krishna or become attracted to Krishna Katha, their illusions concerning existence can never be dispelled. Purport. As long as one is too much absorbed in the bodily conception of life, he becomes interested in many different processes of self-realization, such as the mystic yoga system or the system utilizing the speculative empiric methods. However, when one understands that the ultimate goal of life is to approach Krishna, he realizes Krishna within everyone's heart and therefore helps everyone who is interested in Krishna consciousness. Actually, the perfection of life depends on one's inclination to hear about Krishna. It is therefore mentioned in this verse, Yavat Gadagraja Katasu Ratim na Kuryat. Unless one becomes interested in Krishna, in his pastimes and activities, there is no question of liberation by means of yoga practice or speculative knowledge. Having attained to the stage of devotion, Maharaj Prithu became uninterested in the practice of jnana and yoga and abandoned them. This is the stage of pure devotion service as described by Rupa Goswami. Anyabilasita sunyam jnana karmadi anavrutam ankulyana krishnanushilanam bhaktir uttamam. Real jnana means understanding that the living entity is the eternal servant of Lord. This knowledge is attained after many births, as confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. Bhavanam janmanamante jnanavan ma prabhadyante. In this Paramamsa stage, of life, one fully realizes Krishna as everything. Vasudeva Sarvam iti Samatma Sudurlabha. When one understands that fully that Krishna is everything and that Krishna consciousness is the highest perfection of life, he becomes a Paramamsa or Mahatma. Such a Mahatma or Paramamsa is very rare to find. A Paramamsa or pure devotee is never attracted by Hatha Yoga or speculative knowledge. He is simply interested in the unalloyed devotion service of the Lord. Sometimes one who has formerly addicted to the process tries to perform devotion service and the jnana and yoga practices at the same time, but as soon as one comes to the unallowed stage of devotion service, he is able to give up all other methods of self-realization. In other words, when one firmly realizes Krishna as the supreme goal, he is no longer attracted by mystic yoga practices or the speculative empirical method of knowledge. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmaya Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamyaham Dadati Swapadantikam Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Krupa Sandibhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Brindam. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So when Maharaj Prithu, when he discharged devotion services, he completely free from the bodily conception of life. So after that, Maharaj Prithu realized that Krishna is there in everyone's heart as a Paramatma to give instruction. So to receive that instructions, he has to give up all this jnana process and yoga process. So unless one give up this jnana process and yoga process, one cannot come to the platform of a devotion service. So Rupa Goswami explained that pure devotion service means it is Hanyabhilate Sasunyam Jnana Karma Anavrutam Anukulina Krishna Nusilanam Bhakti Ruthamam. So as long as too much bodily is there, bodily conception, it is very difficult because as long as bodily conception is there, it will be give the direction to the to do different mystic process, that is jnana or yoga and whatever it is there. So that is also self-realization, but that is not ultimate self-realization. So when come to the platform of a devotion service, to understand Krishna is everything, uh, then that is called actually real self-realization. So jnana and yoga and this process, it is not a proper clear idea about the God and the self-realization. Yesterday Prabhupada also telling in the class, that is, the people doesn't have any clear idea, they are vague idea about this understanding about the God. Because as long as they have this tendency, that primitive mentality and the speculative knowledge, it is very difficult to understand for them to who is real Krishna, what is the goal of life. So Prabhupada they are mentioning that, means that one understand that the ultimate goal of life is to approach Krishna. He realizes Krishna within everyone's heart and therefore helps everyone. So means Prabhupada they are mentioning that how Prithu Maharaj is attained the perfection, because after when he discharged devotion services, he come to the platform of a interested to hear about Krishna. Means Prabhupada write many purports that the more one hear about Krishna, the more one understand, one realizes that Krishna is there in everyone's heart and is the only ultimate object of life. Unless one disinterested to Krishna, he cannot understand that real goal of life. That's what people will, as long as they are in this process, that Hatha Yoga, Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga, they are not able to come to the platform of Krishna and is everything. That is very difficult to understand. Those who are understand that Krishna is everything, really they are very fortunate. Because once understand that Krishna is everything, and you not to go to any other process, no need. And the more important thing, that other process is not give that taste of hearing. Means unless one hears about Krishna, it is very quickly one achieve the perfection of life. That is Prabhupada is maintaining. The more the perfection of life depends on one's inclination to hear about Krishna. There is no other process actually. Once the taste of hearing will come, it is not just like it will come. At least one should practice at 15-20 years, at least one should practice, only then you'll develop the taste of hearing. It is not just one day, it's just a come. Because we are in so much fashion, we are not able to sit, and our mind has so much passionate activities, it will goes. We are very interested to move the body, legs and moves, but when you sit and hear hours together, you will sleep. Because you don't have taste and hearing. Generally, it is happening. It is happening. When we join Krishna consciousness, no, because you don't have taste and hearing, no, there are too much services will given. That's nice, because it is a purification for our heart. But at the same time, when you're not able to read Prabhupada books and hearing, then slowly what will happen? Then it will be feel bored that in Krishna consciousness, oh, do so many activities, every day same thing. We'll feel like that. But when you develop taste of hearing, it is not easy. That's what I'm telling you. One day or just few months it will happen. It will at least, if you develop the taste on hearing, it will take for at least 15-20 years. You have to sit and hear. But people will not accept that, because what is this Prabhu we are doing, telling like this? After 5 years, immediately you just change. Then you will become preacher. Then you will become manager. Everything you will be election moves only moving this. Then you will not focus to absorb in shastra and absorb in hearing. It will be very difficult, because same activities again you will become passionate. Because so many, when you become manager and you change your dress, then people will give you respect, and you have to go to preaching, and you are so tired and you cannot be here this one. Then because mind is not in Sattva-guna, he required the Sattva-guna because we came just like that 20 after 30 years. There is no training for mind. If you join 5 years, then the spiritual master will give training, sit and hear. Every day we should hear, morning and evening. 20 years, that is the only seva. Little bit some seva service will be there. After 20 years, then spiritual master will declare, you are not such a mode of sattva guna. You cannot be control your senses. It is difficult for you. Then you have to change asana or whatever the spiritual master will, according to understand the sabhava, spiritual master will give. Now where it is that? Just 5 years, you change dress, then you'll go to preach. We want to deliver all over the world. Now it's so emergency now. So it is very difficult. That's why people are not able to sit and hear. We don't have taste. So how to develop the taste of hearing, that Prabhupada is explained. That means first see, the understand, when you develop the taste of hearing, that means you are constantly remembering Krishna's lotus feet. Means how to remember the Krishna's lotus feet? Whatever activities you are doing, in every activities you are remembering Krishna. For example, from rising early in the morning till go to bed the night. So whatever activities is given, either rising early in the morning or chanting japa and hearing Bhagavatam class, then servicing different services. So you think this is my spiritual masters is given, I should do. That is a purpose. So when you think of like that, when you, this is my, I'm doing this activities for pleasure of the Guru and Krishna, then that is actually, then you will do proper services. Otherwise blindly you are doing, blindly just going on just like that, sir, because you are not hearing. The more you hear, the more you think, you see, this is everything is connecting to the spiritual master. So that is what actually, no, means samadhi means what actually? By hearing Krishna's representative, then you think it is the center of everything. Like we think, no, sometimes, no, our life is centered around Krishna. What is the center around Krishna? Means center around Krishna means my all activities is centered around my spiritual master. That is what center around Krishna. So if that is not there, then we'll go here and there and we'll do so many activities. But when come to the hearing, it is very difficult. Like just that's why, no, in festival times you see people are roam here and there, but they will not come and sit here pastimes. They will not hear, because that is not there. The culture is not there to hear about Krishna. So that's what in our ISKCON temples actually most of the time, in every festivals there is a pastimes to understand Krishna. That is where these classes will be there. Otherwise it is only sentimental bhakti. That's all. It is only whatever doing people, that is only sentimental bhakti, unless you understand what is the relationship with Krishna. So that means that from so to develop taste of hearing, that is one is that to constant remembering Krishna, and another one is that by serving a pure devotees, that is in given, no, that is susruso shraddha danasya vasudeva katarichi syan mahasyava vipraha punya tirtha nisevanat. Means when you serve the pure devotee, that pure devotee gives the opportunity to taste of hearing. How the taste of hearing will come? By serving a pure devotee, what will happen? Our bodily conception will go away. When the bodily conception will go away, then our mind and activities will completely absorb what spiritual master is doing. That is Syan Mahasyeva Ipra Punya Tirtha Nishevanat. So that is like that actually what will know, that develop taste of hearing will come. So then after that what will happen? No, spiritual master, when we serve the spiritual master will arrange all the facilities to advance in Krishna consciousness. Wherever he is, sometimes spiritual master presently will be there, or spiritual masters arrange either some authorities or Shiksha Guru, whoever may be, then he will guide us, he will teach us that. So that is also, it is a spiritual master service only. So when Shiksha Guru, or we can think Shiksha Guru, who do giving teachings, guiding us, or Diksha Guru, or temple authorities who are maybe, under the representative of our spiritual master, if you do services, then slowly you will develop the taste of hearing. So but that if you see then negative, that he is not a pure, why I should hear from him? If you think like that, then there is no question of a change of your heart. Because you are not seeing, I am serving the spiritual master. My spiritual master, on behalf of, he arranged the facilities, somebody authority. So I am hearing from him, I am serving him. It is as good as actually I am serving the spiritual master. Then you will slowly advance in spiritual life. So this is one. One is a constant hearing about Krishna, then wants to serve spiritual master, Mahasevaya. Then the part of hearing, that what is that? No, we have to develop the relationship with the Shiksha Guru or whoever may be. So this means when we develop the relationship, because the relationship is very important. If you don't have any relationship with the authorities or a Shiksha Guru or a spiritual master, no question of a transformation in the heart. That is Prabhupada is mentioned here. Why that is? That is means when there is instructions will come, then we will separate the instructions from the instructor. Like our spiritual master gives some instructions. So if you hear so many people, then what will happen? Then you cannot focus on the one instruction. It is very difficult for you, because our mind is like that. And we have a cheating tendency. What is that cheating tendency? We want to information from many people. Whatever we want, we take that son. That means what? Means you are not accountable to one person, and you are not able to hear yours, because this is not, it is a service, it is not information. That hearing means it is a service attitude to spiritual master. It is a one kind of service that develop the taste of hearing. But if that mood is not there, then what will happen? Then we'll get the information from the many people. That's what now this technology is really damaging the people faith. The technology, because so many people gives lectures in the YouTube, YouTube. What will happen? If you hear many people, how can you focus? Our mind is not such a pure, actually. It is so contaminated, this. You cannot focus in the one instructions. And people taking advantage of this, thinking, I am following religious, I am hearing. So many people comes, I am hearing. Where are you connected? I am connected to YouTube, Prabhu. I am hearing, Prabhu. So many lectures. Every temple I am hearing one. Oh. Then where you are connected? You are not connected anywhere. Whatever you like, that's all. Then that is not a devotion service. Devotion service means to please Guru and Krishna and instructions, whatever follow. This is now, but that's what. When we don't have accountable in one person, and we don't have relationship with the one person, our spiritual master Shiksha Guru will not take instructions from very strongly. Then we will separate whatever instruction will come. Because this, see, Bhagavatam is whole, it is instruction. In Bhagavad Gita, it is instruction. Krishna told in Bhagavad Gita, no, in every living entity, I have a eternal relationship with every jiva. Means what is that? No, he has relationship, but we are not feeling that relationship. Why? Because there is a mediator, that is his Guru is required. First we have to develop relationship, but to develop love for Guru, then the slowly it will transform to the Krishna. Means when you have love for Guru, then automatically we are love for Krishna, actually. So this is very important. To develop taste of hearing, it is required without relations. That's what we are changing, no? Speakers every day here. Because people doesn't have any interested, actually. They sleep in Bhagavatam class, or they if they are interested, they will sit, otherwise they will go. If you see an example, Naimisaranya, the Sutta Goswami, then they hear 1,000 years, they did not change in speakers. Continuously. And they told the Sutta Goswami, you are the captain of this yajna. Means you are continue this world. We are so interested, so inspired to hear from you. This is very important, because unless we don't have any appreciation of the speaker or anybody, actually, who are sitting here, forget about this message will not go in our heart, because there is a challenging attitude is there. So the part of relationship that now in Bhagavad Gita Krishna told no tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshantite jnanam jnaninam tattvadarshinaha. Means these three components is must one who's hearing and who are speaking. That is what is that first one, that is pranipatena. Nipatena means fallen. Pranipatena means completely fallen. The first, when you approach a spiritual master, this is the quality that I am the full number one. I don't know anything. I am so fallen. So then what will happen? Whatever you say, I am ready to accept this. Whatever you say, I am ready to follow this. This is what actually good when we hear from the authority or a spiritual master. If this quality is must actually, that is pranipatanam. First we have to think, I am don't know anything, I am so fallen actually, I don't have any other. So that's what I came here to hear from this message. So this is how first one actually, this is we have to have this quality. That's what Bhagavad Gita and Krishna told, no, that is actually this three components means hearing and the spiritual master, that pranipatena pariprashnana. So this, when it is there, then it is naturally your heart is received the mercy, that whatever it is coming from the speaker, that is. So that is what is the pranipatena. Pranipatena pariprashna. Pariprashna means that is relevant questions we have to ask. What is that relevant question? How to advance in spiritual life? How to become free from this bodily conception? How to come out from these three modes of matter? Not that I am not completed engineering so long, please give me mercy so that I will come engineering and I will go to America and earn money. That is not meant for the spiritual master, is that? So this is one way to means um, relevant questions. Means another way you can see the relevant questions means when you contemplated the message, when you contemplated the sacrifice of the spiritual master, then what will happen? No, then questions will come, because we are not hearing, but we are not applying in our life. No, that is why questions will not come. So we'll forget, immediately forget. First one thing, if you don't have relationship with person, definitely will sleep in the class. That is one thing. And another one thing, hear messages but will forget immediately. When you will forget immediately, what will happen? Then you will not, what he spoke, I don't know. Then you will not get any questions. So then you will ask, then how Parikshit Maharaj, he did not ask any questions, 7 days he continued here. But he applied in that only 7 days in consciousness way. Like Arjuna also heard within 1 hour in the Bhagavad Gita, but immediately, because mind is big, elevated soul, within a moment is applying his consciousness level. That's what one after one is asking questions. No, the whole Bhagavad Gita question and answers. No, that is what actually Arjuna is asking questions, Krishna is explaining how it is happening, because it's applying in the consciousness. There are two ways we can apply them. After hearing, we have to make notes. Oh, Prabhu told this one, this one, this one. Which one actually? Then I can apply this one so that I will be advanced in particular way. So if we then meditate on that, then so many practical problems will come. That is what actually questions. So we don't have any questions because we are not hearing. That is the problem. We are not hearing at all. We are just attendance purpose, sit and hear, and after 9 o'clock there is ready prasadam is there, then we'll go finish. That's all. That day Bhagavatam class we were. So this is our attitude. So that is not a correct way. That is either you hear with one person or means why I am telling to hear with one person, because when you are elevated, then you can hear thousands of people, no problem, because whatever you hearing, you connect to your guru, that all instructions is there. So when you are not able to understand the instructions, you will go to the spiritual master. You can ask the question. This is I heard. What is that my understanding? Please excuse and explain me. Then he will give explanation. But in the beginning stage, no. When you hear so many people, our mind will be disturbed, because you don't know, don't have any taste. Then so many doubts will come. How many people you can ask and doubts? No. How many people can clarify? And different people have given different answers, and you will not able to apply that one. It is very difficult for you. Then you will disturb. Then you will be disturbed. So that is a problem. Means you hear, no problem. 20 or 1,000 people you hear, but you have to connect it with one person and accountable that person. And whatever you are hearing, that all connected to this is coming from the spiritual master. This is coming from all the messages from my guru. Like that, if you think about that, then you will get that taste on this hearing actually. So this is way, means when you contemplate the messages and sacrifice these spiritual masters, then what will happen? No, then that is actually pariprashna. That's why nectar of instruction Rupa Goswami given na, how to develop the taste of holy name Nama Rupa Gunalila. That is sixth or fifth verse he given. No? Syat Krishna Namadi Charitadi Sitapta Vidya Pittopataptar Rasanasya Narochikanu. Means to develop the taste, the Nama Rupa Gunalila. First you have to follow Vacho Vegam Manasakroda Vegam. First verse, isn't it? These are all controlling senses. First verse is Vacho Vegam Manasakroda. Second Atyara Prasalpa Prayasa. These are all these things. So 5 hours, the 5 verses it is there. After that, then you will develop the taste of holy name and its form and qualities. I mean, this is a training. The training actually. We will not read Nectar of Instruction because it is very difficult, because that is all applications, no? We will not read. What is that, Prabhu? Small book, Bhagavatam I have to read, that's no. then how to tell? That's a proper told. Don't go to 10th canto because you will not understand. Till 2nd canto it is sufficient. Unless you develop the taste of hearing, don't go to the 10th canto, or because of course once we can read, but that is no problem. But the thing is that no, it is 10th canto means we should completely free from the bodily conception, free from the lusty desire. Where is that? Is it's not happening. It's happening. What we are reading, so many books are there now. So these are all problems. See, the number of years here you are spending Krishna consciousness, that much you have to develop the taste on hearing and chanting. We are not able to sit 1 hour to sit and chant. So that means where is the Sattva-guna? There is no Sattva-guna. We are dosing, and so many thoughts will come. These are all going on. We're struggling to do 16 rounds. So when will come to the stage of the 64 rounds, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati talked about that if you're not doing 64 rounds, that means you are patita. At least after 50 years, 60 years, we have to come to the 64 rounds. No, we have to develop taste on that hearing and chanting. No, if that is no old age, what will do? Nothing. We cannot move these legs and hands. We cannot do anything. So that time it will work. After 60 years, that time you have to work. So you can sit and chant 24 hours and you can hear you can read Bhagavatam. But if you are not develop the taste on these 3 years, 25 years, 30 years, then it is very difficult that time. So that is why actually it is given. What is asrama? Guru asrama means to only thing to absorb, to hear and chanting. That is what asrama. Do little services because we are in passionate activities, no? So Guru will training the 25 years as a sit and hearing chanting. That is actually that asrama. There is no other activity because like for brahmachari, no, he has to dedicate his life for only thing, hearing. That's all. Because 25 years is in ashram, the Guru ashram, so it doesn't have any other activities. His only activity is only that reading and hearing, and do little seva, that's all. That is what meant for the 25 years, that ashrama training. But in 25 ashram, just after 5 years, he will become managers, commanders, preachers, finish. It is very difficult to control the senses. Very difficult to control senses. I am experienced at that time. Even 30 years also, it is very difficult to control senses. It is not easy because we joined just way. We already contaminated everything. We did everything in outside and came and joined because so many problems in outside. We are not able to tolerate. Then we came join here ashram. Very cool place. Nothing is there. No one to ask anything. Everybody prays for our So that's what actually. So that is not actual. That's what when you hear more and more read, then we should understand, oh, what is the purpose. So then we will not go to any other process. Even in our Krishna consciousness, people come for actually devotion service, but they will go to different process. They will source like that, putting tilaka and everything, but then in mind actually there are so many other processes going on. Why? After 30 years also, because they don't have taste on hearing. So so this is how means Purtu Maharaj also he is a Sakti of Savatara. For him no need, but he is showing example that how to attain the Krishna consciousness means only to understand the Krishna, then no other process actually there is involved. Means he gave up everything. This Hatha Yoga, Jnana Yoga, speculative tendencies, everything, Prutu mentality, and because he understand the Krishna, everything. That's why Prabhupada told, no, Vasudeva Kataruchi, Syan Masya Punyatirna. Means after many births, you will come to understand Bhavanam Janmanamante Jnanavan Ma Prabhatyante Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samatma Sudurlabha. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna himself told, it will take Bhavanam Janmanamante. Why it take Bhavanam Janmanamante? But people not come to directly. That is what actually. So you will go to different process. You will go to different demigods. Then after rotating, you will come to that. Maybe this lifetime or many lifetimes, you will come to the Vasudeva Kataruchi. That is the only for. Prabhupada told in one part, one who is interested in hearing, no, he will always feel thrill in the heart. Thrill means what? He will feel fresh in consciousness in every day. Mangalarti is so enthusiastic to come to Mangalarti. He hear the samsara dava. Even the 30 years he heard. How it is coming? Because that is the taste of that hearing actually has. Samsara dhava, nalali, daluka, tranaya, karunya, gunanyata. So he'll feel thrill, that is. So that is in this purport. Prabhupada is telling that one who isn't Prabhupada is told here. When one understands fully the Krishna is everything and the Krishna consciousness is the highest perfection of life, he becomes a Paramamsa or Mahatma. Such a Mahatma or Paramamsa is very rare to find. See, who is Mahatma? Who is Paramamsa? One who is developed the taste of hearing and understand Krishna is everything and is the object of my life. That is what actually this you can call a Mahatma. So that is what here Prabhupada is telling actually. So just we have to develop the taste on hearing. By more and more hear, then more we can absorb in Krishna, and we can give up a tendency to the speculative than information. Right now we don't. We have it that Anyabhilata Jnanam means we want to get information, more and more information, more and more. This is actually Jnana platform only, not a devotional platform. Jnana platform means you want to get information. This all this technology, YouTube, this all things. What is that? Lectures. It is only getting information. That's all. Not devotion service. Devotion service means you should recommend it to hear one person. If spiritual master told to hear one person, you can hear. That is actual devotion service. But you choose. Oh, Prabhu, this Prabhu will give nice lecture. That Prabhu will give nice lecture. That is what means you are choosing. You are choosing means what? It is jnana. It is only information. You like, you hear. If you not like, hear. Sometimes you will not hear our own spiritual master also, because the others are there to inspiring so much. That is also a problem. That is also a problem. We have to hear our spiritual master, because Krishna gave that guru. Why we should live? So this is how when you hear properly, when you guide it properly, then slowly actually we can understand that is how it is. My mind is going in different platform, because I am not hearing properly. I am not developing the taste on hearing and chanting. That's why my mind is going here and there and so much disturbances. So that is, we'll stop here. Any criticizing, any comments, any correction, please correct me. I may be I don't have any experience, but I heard this. I Guru Maharaj lecture that. Any questions is there? No? Yes, Prabhu. coming.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji, for wonderful class. You told about the hearing that we have to be here very nicely. So in the middle of the lecture, I got one question. You told that when we hear, so the question is like when we hear from some known person or some unknown person, like in a Bhagavatam class or some person who giving the class to us. So whose classes we like so much. For a person whose classes we like the points what he telling and we try to apply also. But the problem is coming when we heard about that person so many wrong things, and we our friends or whoever cultivating us, they also told that don't apply the points of his class or because his behavior is not good, something like that. Then how to handle this situation that we have to be what have to we do? We have to be hear from that person or we have to be apply those points, or in what way we can hear from this person?
I told that's what means when you hear with many people, you may not understand some points, and you should not ask that person only because you don't have relationship with the person. You those who guiding you and those who are teaching you a relationship with them, you can go and ask Prabhu, this points is hard, I didn't understand. Can you clarify this? Because he understand your heart. According to your heart, he will be clarify the doubts. But if you ask, if you are hearing with many people, then you may not apply that. Don't ask that because that's what I'm telling. Hearing with many people, general questions you can ask. Either you apply or not apply, there is no problem. But practically to advance in our spiritual life or going forward, sometimes you stuck in the, we don't know where to go. So we will give guidance. Then those who are teaching us, those who are guiding us, they can give because they know my heart, they know my tendency. According to that, they will give. That's what everybody needs is individual Siksha Guru, whatever Diksha Guru it is. It is not mandatory to apply instructions for everybody. It is not under Krishna's instructions. For Arjuna specifically it is there. But Prabhupada wrote, no, everybody have a perplexity in this world. Not only Arjuna, everybody have perplexity. According to perplexity means who will understand? Arjuna's perplexity understand Krishna. But now what I am suffering in my heart, problems, I cannot say Krishna. Krishna will arrange it already. Guru says there, authority is there. I can go and open because I have a relationship with them. I can open then clarify the doubts. So it is easy for. Otherwise, they will give some separate answers. Then it is again problem for you. So this is how I
in that case, Prabhuji, for example, when we sitting in the class, then with what attitude we can make at the time of hearing the class from that person?
I told no, that is what three components Bhagavad Gita told no. Pranipatena pariprashnana sevaya. Pranipatan means I am so fallen. I have so many misconceptions in my mind. Whatever you say, I will ready to follow. At least something ready to follow. It's not that completely I can follow. Ready to follow. So that attitude, that humility is there. Then we can hear very consciously lecture. Very rarely, attentively we can hear. Who knows, Krishna will inspire this person to what I am suffering. Suddenly, Krishna will inspire that person. That's what this quality is important actually. Sutta Goswami spoke the 1,000 people, no, that in Naimisaranya, everybody inspired, no. How it is happening? Because everybody have a relationship with the Sutta Goswami. He's a one person, but he's speaking so many people. And they are very jubilant actually. They are hearing all those years. They gave up every family, everything. They come and sit and listen, that's all. It is Krishna inspired. Sometimes Prabhupada spoke. Prabhupada lecture is touched everyone's heart. How it is? Because he's Acharya. He came, he has so much compassion to give Krishna consciousness to everybody. It's like Krishna actually. So everybody's heart is touched. Isn't it? That is differences. Means he is a Suddha Bhakta actually, is a pure devotee, pure representative of Krishna. But others may not be pure representative of Krishna. So it may be not touch everyone's heart. It is difficult. So that is how. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Gandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.